Previously on T-Man 978.
But this just pops right out of there. And getting this off, good lord. It was so difficult getting this down, but basically.
T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Welcome to another Chill Review. This figure right here is Transformers MPG Super Ginrai. If I'm not mistaken, this character was a part of Super God Master Force, and it was basically the Japanese version of Powermaster Optimus Prime. This is very much meant to be the cartoon version of this guy, with the anime version of Super God Master Force and not Powermaster Optimus Prime, but they added stickers and whatnot so you could just make it Powermaster. And that's who I want it to be. I got this from Amazon. They gave me some crappy shipping. They didn't do me with DHL like they normally would, like they did my friend Extra Zero. And this thing is all beat up. This box is beat to crap. And they charged me a lot for shipping. And so I don't know what the difference was, but they got me. Anyhow, this is very much a dream come true from what I've seen online. Because years ago I asked my grandmother to get me Optimus Prime. And that year that she got this, I had no idea that Optimus Prime had long been discontinued. But thank you, Grandma. She did get me an Optimus Prime. And I played with it a lot. I tried to force myself to love it. It did have a fun play pattern, but it had a ton of shortcomings articulation-wise. It was awesome that it looked like Optimus Prime in the base mode right here, right there. But it was not fun as far as posability. It had zero posability. Let's just say that. It was a brick. But now here we are. So let me open it and mess around with it and come back with opinions. All right, here's everything out of the packaging. I have everything I can plug on it, and some other accessories off to the side. You get this sticker sheet, which I'm disappointed because somebody told me you could put. They had stickers for like the regular Ginrai side pieces, like his waist. I thought he had like pieces to make that silver. He doesn't, so they're forcing you to get the regular MP version that has that, which is the toy version. We get something we haven't had in a minute, an actual instruction booklet. They need to do this all the time, especially for how much they charge for these things. Of course, you get the typical collector's card, which is definitely a card, not credit card quality. Things I couldn't put on him right now in this mode. This is a flight stand piece with no flight stand. You get these energy blasts. I forget what they're called. If you know what they're called, then good. That's all you need to know, is you need to know what they're called. You get optional Super Ginrai or Super Ginrai hands that are blue to make them more Optimus Prime-y. You get another anime head, and you get the toy accurate head just in case you do decide to buy the toy accurate masterpiece version. Right here we have Ginrai, like I said, or Ginrai, sorry, with all of the stuff on it. Here is Ginrai. You could say that this is Ginrai or High Q. If you're like me, you could say High Q because this is Powermaster Optimus Prime to you. But he has the freaking engine on the back. No neck articulation, no waist articulation, no elbows. But you do have this right here, and the arms go forward. When they're forward, you pretty much can't bring them up. You can't use this articulation. But when the arms are straight, You can get the hips kicked forward like that. And you get ankle articulation that way, but no ankle pivot. So there is that. Here is Fans Toys Skull Cruncher's Headmaster. And while we're here, here's a comparison for the vehicle mode / main robot mode. Kingdom Optimus Prime, Magic Square Optimus. So this thing is roughly in this mode right here, like Voyager class size. And here it is next to Missing Link Optimus Prime. So pretty much close to the original size of the original Powermaster or Super God Master Force Optimus Prime. Like I was showing off, I have like the blast effects on the cannons. I have the two smaller guns tabbed in right there. I have the little shoulder pieces, optional super mode shoulder pieces right there. And I still have this amount of range. So that's a lot. I have the big guns on the back. Here's what the back looks like. And here's something I didn't see anybody else. Well, I didn't watch too many. I think I watched one review and I watched other people do stuff. But he actually fits in there. I didn't see that shown off. Here's this. And I'm going to take all that stuff off so you can see his proper look. But I will say I like this. I like the way that looks like that's almost glowing in my lights, which is cool. You know what? I'll just take it off right here while I'm doing this. But there's that look. The one thing about the feel of this, like this feels retro in a way that the original didn't feel retro, because all of this from here in the whole front of the cab is die cast, which is nuts. And let's let you get this detail right there. That's cool. The original toy looked like this for the most part from the side, except you used to see the crotch piece. And on a cartoon, it looked a ton like this. Here he is without those little red pieces. And here's one thing I noticed in the videos I did see. A lot of them made this piece right here look so flimsy. The reason why that was going on is because these panels fold out and they tab into the arms. I don't believe that was happening in the initial videos I saw. So that is very sturdy and it stays in place. I like it. But these guns can come off. And if you want, these guns can come off. And that's what you're looking like right here. The original toy, the arms were very freaking stubby. So they did stop about here, and you had the hands hanging up like right there. On the Powermaster toy, I used to get aggravated because I used to want those hands to be gone, but the hands were always showing. The Japanese one, I believe it had like a pull-in like system, but you saw the fist right here at the top, but they did at least go back in. And I think that one, they might have even had elbows. So in the images I saw in the catalog, the thing looked way better than what we got. But we can take this off of here. We get the supports right here so that the trailer can actually stand up by itself. Here's what this looks like. There are no like light details or anything. They went real retro with the original look, and this guy does have a lot of weight to him. You can take the smaller guns if you like, import them here. So I don't know, this is almost like a hybrid between Masterpiece and regular retail. Like the absolute worst looking thing about this whole set is these guns right here. Like, this is kind of disappointing that there's any hollowness. with how much this thing costs. Now, I don't know if you could see this, but I do have another feature sitting inside of the vehicle this whole time. I have Ginrai actually in there. If you separate these, I don't know if you actually have to do this, but I'm going to do that. Do that. Pull this forward. He's actually tabbed inside of here. So we actually have a more cartoony looking version. Of course, we can just plug this back into place and shut that. But that's what he looks like next to the vehicle. And let's let you see. This is a pose that he gets in. I guess when he's like calling on his power, because I believe he had some type of powers. I never saw the show. It was in Japan only. And yeah, I never tried to seek out media untranslated and all that. But yeah, he's shorter than even this guy. One other odd thing with both the big gun and the small gun, they have the visible pin right there because this hinge transforms. And then they have another pin right there. And on the bigger one, you have a pin right here. It's only on that one side, so I would have this on the outside as far as plugging these right here. But to get this guy powered up with Ginrai, I am going to put the legs out like this, rotate them, lift them up, and peg them into the side. And now he's an engine, and now it plugs into the cab right there, or plugs into Powermaster Optimus Prime, however you want to look at it. As far as the American commercial lore, Haikyuu was binarily bonded to Optimus Prime, and he could connect with Optimus to like power him up like an engine, make him more powerful in both of these modes. And he was necessary to make Optimus transform, just because the toy was as well. You could not transform the actual cab without connecting the engine. You could take the engine off after you did it, but it was necessary. Now, it made more sense in the Japanese lore where Ginrai is all of this. Ginrai connects to the cab to make that transform into an Optimus Prime looking robot. It looks like Optimus because the body was designed to be Optimus Prime's new body, and they were going to resurrect them, but it got intercepted by the bad guy, and Ginrai he found it, and then wound up getting the exosuit powers, and now he can combine with all this. And I keep going back and forth between Ginrai and Ginrai. It's Ginrai, but it's a G right there, and my brain keeps going to that G. But overall, in this mode, nice. I do wish that it had rubber tires. I know this is retro and cartoon accurate. It's like, I don't know if I should want more, but it definitely is weird seeing the legs down there and seeing it look like an incomplete truck alt mode. But that is actually what the original toy looked like. And back then, after the original first couple of seasons of Transformers, they started getting very toy accurate on the show. Now, I'm going to do this because this is something I wanted to see when I was watching people mess with this. They show you bring this one down, and this one gets stuck right there. It feels like I'm going to break it, but here we are with that. And I was wanting to see them actually lift this up. What? I guess people didn't do it in their videos because there's nothing connecting. Like, these are just straight up legs. You can't really put anything in there besides the actual transector dude. Alright, I have over 10 minutes of footage already, so yeah, I'm going to be doing the transformations in a different video. I could make this a 45 minute video, but I don't want to. Here is the trailer turned into the battle platform. Here's the ramps, the gunplay feature, if you want that going on. There's gun right here, gun right there. I haven't tried this, but this should work right here. Yep, technically that works. Of course it works on these black guns. And this is different, but we could have these other two black guns there. And they're pretty much our 5mm ports. Like there, 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 there. There are two here. Yep. So you could do what you want, which is cool. And we could put this right here. Doesn't seem to want to stay at tab snugly, but we can put Ginrai there. We can put him inside of here, down here, wherever you want. Or we can take the actual Ginrai, just like the original toy. You can put him right here on these guns right there, which is cool. But I didn't show the back, so he could be in there doing whatever. So cool that you can still do this. And here is Ginrai in his base robot mode, and this took everything that I wanted the original toy to do, and it expanded upon it like crazy. It does way more than I ever expected that figure to do. Now this right here, which is cartoon accurate and original G1 toy accurate, that's there. That has always been weird to me, that he has all of this G1 cartoony goodness right there, and then you have a whole truck on his back. I guess the engine is supposed to stop that. Now I will admit this does fail in one way very greatly, but yeah, let's just get into that. I'm gonna get it out of the way right now because everything else is good. But if you want to make him use his waist swivel, you have to like kind of do the ab crunch. But this little button right here is a safety release so he doesn't get stuck. If that like touches anything, this just shoots off. And since this is not Powermaster Optimus Prime, it's Ginrai, he should be in here at all times. I mean, I know eventually this guy gains sentience and whatnot, but yeah, the slightest bump and that falls off, which is annoying. But still, the way this feels, it feels great. Let's get you, while I'm here, a close-up on his face. That's what it looks like right there. He only has the one head sculpt for this mode. There are the Autobot logos, or the Cybertron logo. It doesn't have a matrix of leadership because this one is not Optimus Prime. We got all that going on. We got this silver going on right there. And these feet, they are supposed to be extended. That's what the instructions show. Some people show it like that, but they are supposed to be extended according to the instructions. It gives you that articulation and definitely gives you that. Not anything back, to be honest. But let's get into the articulation. The head looks up a ton. I love it, appreciate it. Swivel. You get a butterfly joint. The arm goes out right like that on a soft ratchet. but then you have another hinge right there, so you could just bend it up like that if you want to. Bicep swivel. Elbow bends almost all the way up, just like the original, but not quite 180. The wrists go up and down, not in and out, rotates, and all the fingers open at once, like your leader class and commander class figure. Actually, that Optimus Prime I showed earlier has actual finger articulation so he can point. But the waist, it swivels like I was showing, plus you get a nice ab crunch, like crazy ab crunch with ratchets. And then on top of that, you get side to side tilt. That is awesome. Now with this, I do wish the head was kind of on a ball joint. Well, yeah, annoying thing, but if you have to pull up the crotch skirt, which you used to just have one big crotch skirt, which I hated, but you can move this tire out the way. The tire tabs into the back of this. His leg can go back, the leg can kick forward. There's a drop down hip situation, so you can't go up more than 90. Go all the way out to the side and beyond. Thigh rotation. The knee locks right here, so it tabs in right there. So you get that much bend, but you can bend this knee, so you can get all that right there. And the ankle pivot is that much, and I show what the ankles can do, really. You want to see what this thing can do that the original couldn't do? Hold the gun and bend the elbow 90 degrees. It can actually bend it more than 90 degrees, and if you rotate the wrist, it can go up even higher. Oh my god, that original toy used to be so aggravating. Not only could the arms not do this, but not being able to hold the gun more than that, it couldn't even hold the gun forward. That used to be nuts. But that's what he looks like. With this gun, you can actually transform this and make him hold the 5mm peg. But let's try the big gun. Not this one, because you've got the pins on that side. It can hold the big gun if you want, and it can still hold it 90 degrees at least, and you can bend that and go up more than 90. And because of the butterfly joints, you can open this up, and he can give you some of this action right here. But coincidentally, or I have been doing, after I complained about that, the Powermaster falling off the back, or a transector, whatever you want to call it, he has been staying on there. So there we go with that. Of course, I showed you could put the blast effects on there. I don't know the significance of this rainbow power, but you can plug it into the hand. Both of the rainbow effects have these little plugs on the end that you can take off, and now you can port it into the guns. And one thing I hate to report about the guns, he barely has a grip on them. Like the slightest jiggle, they'll fall out the hands. That is one thing that I wish they get a handle on official Masterpiece and non-official. Like, they need to be able to hold their guns. And one thing I do have to admit, I don't like the way the handle like lifts high above the hand. I wish it could get closer, which you could kind of do with the 5mm peg, but it's still a little bit too high to me. And mentioning the 5mm peg thing, you can technically hold this right there. Size comparison, here he is next to one of the other MPG bots. He is slightly taller than Shoki right here, I believe that's his name. Here's a deluxe carbot, which shows you that this thing pretty much is chug scale. I don't have him with me. I lent it to somebody, but it's like the exact same height as Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. So you know what you're getting into. It's like they intentionally made this guy Studio Series height. So he's gonna be short next to somebody like my masterpiece scale, and I use that loosely. Hotspot right here, who is taller than Optimus Prime. I mean MP-44, which in the cartoon I don't think is accurate. Volvo Optimus right here is the same height as Earthrise Optimus. In fact, they made him to scale with the original Masterpiece Star Saber. I could keep going on and on with comparisons, but I am late because Amazon did me dirty, and I'm pretty sure you already seen comparisons. If you haven't, a quick Google search for MPG Ginrai comparisons, and I'm pretty sure you'll see everything. Like I mentioned, I'm gonna do a separate transformation video, but here's one thing I want to definitely mention. If these two tabs right there aren't tabbed into the arms, and if the front of the cab isn't tabbed to the crotch, you have something wrong. It's probably these bicep swivels need to be straightened up. And to address the elephant in the room, these tabs right here, these are a point of breakage. And yes, mine just broke, and not because I was tabbed. Normally what people are doing is they're supposed to tab into these two holes right there. Like basically we need to bend the knees and then bend the upper knees and put them together. And while people are moving that around, they break it. Me, I was just transforming it, and my finger happened to be right here, and I pushed it and it cracked. But I just used some super glue that I got from Dollar General. If you see this red super glue from Dollar General, buy this. This mess is crazy good, and it's fast acting. So in fact, I'm gonna have to let this sit for a minute so the legs don't get fused to this peg right here. All right, Super Ginrai. Now, this super mode, which I would think would be crazy compromised, it's almost as impressive as the regular non-combined mode. It does way more than I was expecting. But it's kind of weird. It's like they went for like the cartoon aesthetic while giving the toy aesthetic at the same time. Like, I'm pretty sure in the cartoon, I could be wrong, that this probably wasn't gray right there, and this part of his crotch or this part of his butt plate wasn't gray. I'm pretty sure all of that was white. And this red hinge, that red hinge kind of bugged me. Like, I don't know why they did that. But this, I do like this because that is genuinely painted. One part is white and one part is silver. And that's definitely silver paint. But I like the way the backpack came together, how it's not like hanging all the way down behind his knees. I like the proportions of the legs. The head, kind of mixed. It's more proportionate to the body, but I did get used to that big giant head. So there's that. Now, the first time I put this together, this little panel that sits on the top was flush. It was definitely connected, but now it seems like it's a little bit loosened up. I did put in these optional shoulder pieces if you wanted to have him how he was in the show sometimes. I already know I'm going to put stickers on these legs. Definitely in the kneecaps, if nothing else. And I'm going to put the stickers right there because I am 100% used to blue stickers being right there. So since those are available, I know I'm going to use that. But as you see, I have these guns stored back here. Of course, he can hold them. And right now I have on the red hands, or well, red fingers with the blue palm and back of the hand right there. They do have the peg on the inside. Now, like I said, the original toy was a brick. When I was little, all I wanted this thing to be able to do was to lift the legs forward at the hips, bend the knees, and be able to bend the elbows, and I don't think it could rotate at the neck because of the way the peg was in the body. And maybe, if it wasn't asking for too much, a waist swivel. This thing goes above and beyond. The fact that it can do this pose and basically do everything it did in the commercial for Powermaster Optimus Prime is crazy. Unfortunately, everything isn't rainbows and butterflies, and I guess I'll get to that. Once again, the hands. Because of the articulation, well, the pegs don't peg in that well. They need to go with a completely different system instead of the side pegs. They need to do a sliding system to just have it just slot into the hand and not move. But let's get into this articulation. And the more I'm moving this thing around, the more like this little panel keeps wanting to come up. But the head can rotate, it can look down, it can look up. There's another panel so it can look down even more. And then there is a hinge, a dedicated hinge to give you side tilts. That is brand new for me, that I can remember. The shoulders. With this like that, the shoulders can go out to there, but you can lift this up and the shoulders can go out more without bumping the head. And then you can also do this where that's above it. You get rotation, you get a butterfly joint to be able to bring the arms in front of the body, which is nuts for this daggone design. And I swear, I don't know if I did something wrong, but this was definitely flushed on here, so your mileage will vary with that. The arm can swivel, the elbow can bend slightly more than 90, wrist rotates, the wrist go outward, not really come in. The thumb goes out on a hinge. These fingers come in like a lot, and they have the pin in the center like they like to do, and this finger is separate from the other three. So focus, damn it. This thing, you can get into a fist mostly, but I don't know why masterpiece designers think that you don't need to have a separate hinge at the base, like to make the thumb rotate in and out. It's just on that one pin. I don't like that they do that. Anywho, it has a waist swivel. It has an ab crunch. Bruh. This thing couldn't do anything, and now it has an ab crunch. These flaps get out the way so the legs can kick up. Kick back to about there. Go all the way out to the side. Rotate here. Bend more than 90. Damn it, my lamp. And I definitely want you to see this. The ankle pivot. It has that much. That much ankle pivot. But the foot, because of transformation, can rock forward a lot, as you saw. Up till you get to about right there. It can also go back. And it has all of that range. Like none of this is in the way. So it can go back about that much. And that really works for posability, as you may have seen me doing. Yeah, the wheels might not even be in the way. And if you use the ankle pivot, it's crazy. Crazy articulation. He has ports in the side of his arm. So if you want, you can give him the smaller guns on the side of his arms, or maybe you don't want these in the shoulders. You can port these in the forearms. So now we got that going on right there. Well, there does seem to be another hinge right here. I don't know if that's for transformation or what. And it looks like, oh, you know what? This whole thing hinges right here. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what that's for. But unfortunately, as much as I love this thing, I have to be honest with y'all that it is rough around the edges a little bit. Like, besides the gun being like easy to knock off that peg, especially with this rotating in and out, it's having other issues, like this doesn't tab on there as tight as I would like. I mean, I guess I could tighten that up. What else? This stupid thing, even in this mode, is easy to come off. And this panel where the head is supposed to be on, that is not pegging. But anyhow, we can slide his face off. And here's a weird thing about this. This piece right here hinges all the way forward. I almost feel like that's should have been reversed so that he could actually look up. Because if this was bent around that way, I would be able to, and I could put the head on right there like that. Would be able to make him look all the way up. So I don't know what they were thinking with that. But anyhow, here's this look right here. I'm feeling like that's more anime. I believe this might be the more, or is that the toy head? It's just a different look, I believe. Because we got that look right here. And we could pull this off. And this is the toy head right here. So I guess this one is the toy head, but with blue eyes. And the other one is probably the 100% anime face. But I'm kind of used to the head being bigger, with definitely the big things on the side. The hands, when you open up the arm, this just slides off right there. And we can slot these other hands in. And now he has fully red arms with blue hands, just like the original G1 Optimus cartoon and toy. Once again, you can put this effect inside of the hand if you want. And of course it can go into the guns, any of the guns. And I have these guns ported into his backpack right there, over the shoulder. They can go up or down or straight. Well, up or straight. That's as high as it gets. And this is straight as it gets. Alright, comparisons, and I put the stickers on right here. There are actually little rectangular cutouts on both sides, but it didn't stay to the sheet, so I just left it right here. I don't know why they put those cutouts. Not at all, to be honest. And I put these right here. The other stickers I probably will leave alone. I'm cool with the Autobot logos. Here he is next to Galvatron. Like, these are two figures I wanted to fight each other back in the day. I think they were close to the same size, if not the same size back then. And here's a Legacy Minosaur right there. Now to bring these two back out, here's this Ginrai. The last thing to show off is this thing right here, which is the stand. Basically, there are 3 pegs right there and 3 holes on his butt. It is, once you peg this in here, difficult to get that back off. Good luck. Fingernails and spudgers. And of course the stand port's up there. I originally brought this guy in here to use his stand, but then I realized the stand is made different from the Masterpiece style stands. Here's this comparison. It's more meant to go besides the Masterpiece Star Saber, like I said, because this can't exist at the same time, because apparently he got damaged and turned into Victory Leo. Imagine him on a stand in a pose. I don't feel like getting it right now. Alright, ultimately, awesome set. I really love the updated look and the updated transformations and engineering and whatnot. This thing doesn't have, maybe because of the combiner situation, I'm not even going to go that far. This thing does not have the amount of paint that you would normally get on a typical Masterpiece, which is unfortunate compared to how much this thing costs. Now, it doesn't cost anywhere near as much as MP44, and now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that thing costs so much because besides the engineering is way more crazy than this, it is covered in paint from head to toe. This thing does not have that much paint. It's mostly painted on the legs, the front of this cab, and various other things. Like this is silver, but something like Masterpiece or MP44 or even MP Bumblebee and Hound, I believe they have paint slathered everywhere. Like anything that's the vehicle mode would be painted. This has a lot of just plain plastic, which isn't too bad, but this thing costs a lot, and that's what this boils down to as far as if it's worth it. It just depends on if you want an official Powermaster Optimus Prime or Super Ginrai, to be honest. That's what it boils down to, because prices have been through the roof since MP36. Truth really be told, and I don't ever know what to say about pricing anymore, but personally, with what I'm getting, I feel like this thing should be probably less than 200, around 180, but for the size and what you get, and the size of the packaging and the weight, I guess, is not crazy heavy. The box is heavy. I would assume that this would be $200. Masterpiece engineering and Masterpiece styling, there's barely any waffly type situations. They make sure they put as much into the budget as they want to put into there. So that's what make these things cost as much as they cost. And just the name brand, to be honest. I don't know, it's up to you. I couldn't imagine paying $300 for this. It's super close to $300. Now, I didn't pay that much because I went through Amazon Japan. It was significantly cheaper than $300 before shipping, but the shipping was crazy for me. But ultimately, I like the thing. It's just rough around the edges with stuff like this happening. That you trying to pose and that thing shoots off, and other little nitpicky things that you have to work around. I hate working around stuff. So it's not 100% perfect. I can't say that, but I need to stop talking. Cool. I like the thing. And I'm going to have fun messing around with it. I can't decide whether I want it to look like that or the smaller one. So I'm going to be going back and forth. Unfortunately, this is a little bit more involved than I would like to be, taking things back and forth and back and forth. So there's that. But anywho, thank you so much for watching this. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here.
Figure action. Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description.
Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos. Click the